Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a celebrity psychic reading on the one and only Michael Ealy. For those of you that are tuning in, a lot of women and some men may be finding this video very, very interesting and something that they have wanted to see on my channel for quite some time. There's been a lot of questions about Michael and his relationship. So let's get into what I see for 2019 going forward. Anything that comes through from Spirit. When I get into Michael's soul, he is someone who is very passionate about his work, very driven, work driven. I don't feel like he had in the beginning dreams that or even thought that his career would take off the way it has. And I do feel like it still hasn't taken off like to the point where he wants it to be at, but it is going to get there. I do see that this year is a power year for him, where there's a lot of good roles that would be coming in for him, projects that he's working on, and also developing some business ideas. On the emotional side, I will get to that in a minute, but I do feel like he's going through some emotional struggles right now. This could be in his relationship with the woman that he is married to, which I will get into that slide in a minute. But there's a lot of changes and that are happening around his emotions and his love life and where he stands there. When it comes to his career, I do foresee, I am getting from Spirit, that there is some kind of training that he is going into eventually for a role, like something he has to study for. So there is a lot of those elements of studying, either like a certain course, a certain language, but he is preparing for this for a future role. I don't feel like it's a movie that's going to be released in 2019, but it may be something, you know, in 2020. They're also showing me a lot of music, so I don't know if he's going into a role which would involve musicians, but I see a lot of musical influences. I know that he has a lot of friends in the industry that are in the music scene, you know, or involved in music. He's been in music videos before, so it's like there is something connected to music, and that could be what he's studying. He is going to be studying for a role, but I do see that there's like a huge musical influence. Where his money is concerned, I feel like he's okay financially, but I do feel like this year and next year, if he's not careful, money could be going in two different directions, and so there's not like a lot yet that he would be, you know, holding on to, whereas I'm pretty sure, you know, he's considered like a millionaire or pretty close to that, but I don't, I feel like there's a potential for money to be lost. There's a potential for money to be lost if he's not careful right now in where his finances are concerned. I do get that he is someone that likes to be challenged. There is a lot of women that find him very attractive, and men too. In this you know, in the industry that he's in, it's, you know, known in Hollywood for there to be a lot of, you know, parties and people that, you know, that you go back and forth to and mingle and whatnot. So with him though, compared to some other actors, I think a lot of his facial features, like his eyes, is what so stands out a lot, you know, to women that find him attractive, and also producers that would get him into a role. He has a very unique look, and it draws you in. And a lot of people thought, you know, maybe he has contacts, but you know, his eyes is like the focal point, and they draw you in. I do feel like he is someone that is very spiritual, and, you know, is very centered and very grounded. I don't feel like he has a lot of drama around him. He's not a drama-filled person. He doesn't like to be petty, shady. He's very laid back, chill. I feel like he's very appreciative of his blessings and everything that is that he has achieved thus far in his career. So when it comes to him, I feel like he's, you know, someone that is pretty grounded and knows where he stands. He's not materialistic. I don't get that he's materialistic in whatsoever. Not someone that's driven by money. Yes, even though he's in that field of making money and that career around Hollywood, I still feel like he's very grounded in many ways. Um, but when it gets into his relationship, let me get into the next slide here. This is the girl, the lady that he married. She is an Afghan or Middle Eastern actress. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It's Katira Rafzada. Gazada. I can't pronounce her last name, so I'll just call her Katira. And maybe I messed that up too. So if I did, I apologize. A beautiful young woman. I do feel like she does love Michael. However, a lot of people have been asking about this relationship. Like you know, online and in different areas, she didn't take his last name, and I think it's for the cultural purposes. Her culture, her background. I don't feel like they accept Michael completely in her culture, in her family background. There's like this dichotomy. There's this separation here that I feel like there is some strain among her family and Michael, where they don't see maybe eye to eye. I do feel like she misses some of her family. She does miss her origins, her roots. However, she is kind of stayed kind of low out of the spotlight. I don't feel like she's out there that much. She has had a couple of movie roles, not much. I do feel like she is kind of codependent on Michael. And there's a certain level of codependency, and it's kind of unhealthy because I feel like, he has to constantly reassure her, that he is loyal and that someone that's not going to cheat on her. However, what he's telling her is not what I'm seeing from Spirit. I'm being very respectful. I do feel like Michael is someone that can easily get bored at times when it comes into a relationship. I don't know. They do have 2 children, so I don't know to this extent if the children is what's holding them together. But I don't see them as soulmates. They feel more like a twin flame type of relationship. And so if they're not having problems now, that is something that would be coming up where Michael would be feeling like this emotional loss, and I think that she would be feeling it as well. I do foresee them eventually separating and going different ways. However, he would still be in his children's life, but I feel like she would be moving on. I think, what drew them together was a lot of physical attraction, but I feel like in many ways that there is a lot of heartache. And I feel like this is with Michael, even though he has been faithful to her, just like any man in Hollywood, there's always this temptations around him. Now, I'm not saying that he's a cheater or someone that is going to cheat on her, but I do feel that there is some sexual communication going on, some flirting with a younger energy than him, would be female, and I do feel like she is someone in the industry as well. So, it's kind of hard to tell if they are going to stay together. I don't feel like they are. This is not, I don't see a long-term relationship when it comes to Katira and Michael. So, again, I just feel like it's eventually they're going to have problems, and this is going to result in some heartache for Michael and for her, mutual loss. Like their emotions are running, both ways, and it's running high, and it's hard because they have children together, and I feel like he is holding on to the relationship with them. But I feel like when he's not at home, he's more living the bachelor life, more single, flirting, and again, I just feel like they're not a match in some ways. They're just not a match. But I do feel like, he is going to be traveling the world. He is going to be doing, different promotions and things to promote himself and his, the movies that he will be starring in. However, I do feel like there are going to be some battles that he is going to be having. This could possibly be with other actors on set, not getting along. It's all about egos. A lot of the actors that he would be working with, some of these males or some of these men are just not very stable energy. It's a darker energy. And when you have someone like Michael, who's a lot more lighter and grounded in his energy, it kind of intimidates some of these men that are darker in nature on set. So I do foresee that there are going to be problems in some of the upcoming movie roles that he would have with him. It may be something indirect, like a comment made about him and what he's doing, or even the producer. One of the actors could be like very friendly and very have like a friendship with a producer outside of the studio, and so they're kind of buddy buddies. Whereas Michael comes in, and he is very professional, whatnot, and they kind of side with that other person, or they talk about Michael in some kind of way. However, he's very like I said, he's not about drama. He will win whatever is coming up, but I do foresee that there are some struggles, some egos that he would be aware of, comments that are being made in the industry. But he does have to be careful when it comes to the women that surround him, because I do feel like, again, there are going to be speculation in the tabloids. There is going to be news about him eventually being seen with someone else. And again, there could be speculation that he is possibly seeing someone else. And again, I feel like that is going to have some validity to him as 2019, 2020 comes. I do think in a very, I do get from Spirit that in a very opposite way, that Katira also is very spiritual herself. I do feel like she wants a certain level of control over him. Maybe not happy with all the roles, or if he's doing a role with another female, this could be something that it creates issues within the relationship. And I feel like this is something that she's vocalized or to him or explained. But when it comes to her, I do feel like she also questions their connection and their relationship. And in some way, she has fears that this is going to break up. And if it does break up, what would she continue to do? Because even though, like I said, she has her career and she's had it, a lot of this has been put on the back burner, and she's been more like the shadow of Michael in many ways. And so it's like a time for her to start thinking about reclaiming her independence, getting some movie roles, doing some projects, whether it's starting a business, etc., for herself. And that is going to be very necessary for her in order to, to feel a little bit more financial stability and feel stable in a relationship, because I do feel like Michael is the main breadwinner in the family, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for her, I feel like, she needs to have something lined up in case this relationship doesn't work, like I see from what Spirit is showing me. And again, things can change. Nothing is written in stone. The future is not written in stone. These are snippets that I'm giving you from Spirit. So again, things can fluctuate. And I also see Michael stepping into a role of teaching other people, maybe speaking out on something, like a humanitarian effort, doing something, that involves giving back to people that are in need or organizations. So I do feel like, apart from his persona, he's a very giving person. And a lot of these celebrities, they don't tend to brag or publicize when they're doing things for charity, because, that's just kind of, ego filled, and it's, it's kind of presumptuous. It's kind of, it's not good to, kind of like promote what you're doing for charities, for publicity. He's not like that. So I feel like he is going to be, in the next couple of years, giving money to organizations, something around cancer, working with that. I feel like that's going to be very close to his heart. For some reason, I just keep seeing like a cancer organization as well. For him, physically, he does take care of himself, and I think I covered that in the very beginning. But if I didn't, he does take care of himself. However, I do feel like he needs to be careful with his back. I do feel like he doesn't like to live in the gym, but it is a part of the career that he's in, where his body is his is basically the money that he makes. So he has to maintain his body in a certain weight and kind of like, lift weights and stuff. He needs to be careful when he's lifting weights, even though he may have someone that spots him and whatnot, because I do foresee like a lower back injury with him, spinal issues, if he's not careful. And that may be like lower back pain. But he's really fit, very thin, lean, muscular. So I feel like he knows more or less his way around the gym. He knows how to, ensure that he's in a good place when it comes to his health. But that's the only thing that I get with him. With Katira and them, I feel like she is maybe thinking of getting pregnant again. There is something about having a third child. I do feel like for her that would be like kind of security. So, but I feel like with Michael there's opposition. I don't feel like he loves the idea of having family. He's very family oriented, but I don't feel like he's thinking about it, right now about this. But I do feel like she wants to have another child with him. So I wouldn't be surprised if she would get pregnant within the next year or so, if there's a pregnancy. But again, I feel like kind of like this relationship is going to have ups and downs until he kind of like gets tired or she gets tired and they both separate. How soon that will happen, again, we have to see. But I do feel like they're already having some issues here in the relationship. So this was my psychic reading on Michael Ealy. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. I am running a contest giveaway, February giveaway. It's a contest. Basically, I want to thank you all of my family that's listening, because I consider all of my subs, all of you out there, family. Thank you for being on my channel. I'm at 17K plus 17,000 subscribers, family members. So thank you so much for the support. The channel is growing, and so in addition to kind of like give back to you, I'm having this giveaway. It ends on February 14th. That's when I announce the winners. I'm giving away 2 free psychic readings, 30 minutes each, to 2 lucky individuals. So 2 people have the potential to win this, and the only thing you have to do in order to enter is to be a subscriber to the channel and also comment in the community post under this giveaway. Comment your favorite Valentine's Day memory, and if you don't have one, that's fine. Just comment in the comment section below that you don't have one. But I would like to see read your Valentine's Day memories out there. Also, Tea with Spirit is returning. Tomorrow is February. So happy early February. It is returning in February. So this coming week, expect a new episode to hit. I will be announcing that of Tea with Spirit, which I'm very, very excited and grateful for. And if you are tuning into this video and you've never subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video, as well as the notification bell icon. Blessings and love and light. Thank you all for being here.